Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the dark side of the podcast. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry, my earbud is falling out here. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity and opinion. Leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We're telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speakers only speak. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortune. Joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the original, the mighty Val. How are you doing today, Val?
You know what? I'm actually, you stunned me when I got over to the studio today because I wasn't expecting any guests. And we've got a guest.
Well, we're fully equipped for it. That's
I know.
The thing. We literally built this for guests.
I know.
So, yeah, I'm going to bring on anybody I want. Eric's going to be a hoot tonight, by the way, folks. I could tell as soon as we started, man, the guy is absolutely wiped out. So I will be carrying most of this. And I expect Eric to just nod his head and say, yeah, you're right. That's what we have going on over here. So I'm not going to. Oh, and by the way, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we got the cat. We have the neck here, Eric.
New type is saying that your audio sounds like you're speaking from inside a submarine.
My audio sounds like I'm speaking from inside a submarine?
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. How is Eric's audio? Go ahead and talk it.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah, no, you're going to be fine. I know what it is. And it's the wireless. Every time we come over here and move over to wireless because we don't have a headphone splitter, then we run into trouble. And right now we're running into trouble. Now there's a very easy fix for it. I'm going to have to do it. Belle, I do apologize. Go ahead and keep the conversation going. You sound like you're in a goddamn submarine too.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I got it. I know. I told you. I know what we have to do on that.
You guys sound fantastic internally.
This makes it kind of tough because
I know.
I have to practically turn on closed caption because only one of us is going to get to listen to this conversation.
So Bella, how you been, dude?
You know what? I've been busy but good since. Yeah, and there goes my audio.
Yep, and it will. Just a second. Hey guys, hang on.
Hey, I can still hear you. Hang on.
Yeah. Output device doesn't have to become headphones. Go ahead and talk.
They heard we were talking about tariffs. I want to shut us down.
I bet it is.
Let me hear.
No. Don't tell them that they're setting up another $3.8 trillion to rug the the everyday. Don't tell them that they're literally making pensions exit liquidity.
Okay. All right. What did I leave up here? Why do I see a hole on my screen? Did I freeze it up? Hang on. There you go, guys. We got this. There we go. Look, we're moving again. And there we are. We're moving again. But why do I see that? Are you seeing that? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's showing up on the outgoing feed too. So
lose the good feed. I think we might have. Hang on, guys. We got.
Well, no. I mean, we're still going out.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I got this. We froze a screen. I'll be goddamn. All right, this is going to be the weirdest stream that we ever have. So we can do one of two things. Is the audio better? Did anybody pipe back in?
Yeah, I mean, nobody else is talking about current audio now.
Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to lose the third screen because we freaked it out as soon as I did that. So we're going to be doing this a little bit more old school, meaning that we're going to be on frame 1. And Eric over here is going to be on frame 2. So you can still see us, but you can't see immediate reactions. And I'm not sure how to fix this, Belle. I have no idea. We froze a frame, and it's never happened before. This is the frozen frame. I don't know what happened here. This is different. Let me try one thing real quick.
Honestly, I just kind of be like that.
Let's get some feedback on the audio. That's what I'm really looking for here.
Yeah, nobody else is chiming in with the audio.
Go ahead. Hit the applause button or something. I want to make sure I can at least hear something here. Yep. Can you hear the applause, Eric? Yeah. Yep. All right.
Yes, I was trying to make sure my reaction was delayed enough that it made sense.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this a little bit more old school. So effectively, We're only using 2 frames tonight. We're using this one that says Jackal, go Jackal, all things Jackal. We're good to go. And we'll be using this one, which is Eric on reaction. So he should actually be happier because now that I'm going to start monologuing, he can go ahead and laugh, giggle, sigh, do anything he wants. The only people who can see him right now are me and Bell. So he's still live on 3rd frame, and we're all good to go there. So
and he's cracking up and dying right now.
no, the goddamn audio. It's a goddamn Bluetooth for all the shit we have, all the money we have, all the things we have. But we don't have that. I don't have. I can't seem to make that work, and it really doesn't matter what I do. Every time we go cordless, anything running through that Bluetooth hammers us. It's just not working. So we're going to have to kind of carry on. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and monologue here, and I'm going to kind of keep this in a little bit more generality. Normally, I'd be firing away at Osmo right now because I got this. All right. I know what's going on. And there is absolutely no new innovation that's really coming out on that. I know they had all of their eggs in the app basket, the one place, one thing, trade, everything. But all you're doing is inviting more magic beans onto your decks. And because there's effectively very little meaningful actual products on there. And people are done with it, man. They're just done with the magic beans. We're not going to buy them anymore. It's not going to work. Whatever you thought it was going to happen, it's not going to happen. And that token's, I don't see what recovers it. So either the skip protocol, old ICF, whatever, is going to come up there and buy a whole shitload of Osmo. But even they're not going to do it because they realize that all they're doing right now is paying developers and paying validators to build bridges to nowhere. So I don't see them actually going out there and piping out the kind of money that it would take to meaningfully move that token. And the only thing that Osmo seems to have on its mind right now is integrating Bitcoin. Now, this is a fundamental flaw for the people who are doing this right now, in my humble opinion. I'll let Eric come in and have a say because he and I actually disagree on this a little bit. I think it is a fundamental flaw trying to putting all of your eggs into the Bitcoin basket because Bitcoin, for all intents and purposes now, is TradFi. The real money, the real thing that is moving all of this Bitcoin are TradFi people now. These are the ETFs. You invited it in. You wanted to swim with the sharks. The sharks are here. So now you're dealing with the real money that really doesn't give a fuck all about your ethos. They are here to make percentages. That's TradFi. So you invited that in with all the ETFs between Bitcoin, between Ethereum, between everything else. You invited TradFi in. You cannot bring everything from TradFi to DeFi without DeFi becoming TradFi. And the biggest the biggest element of both of these are both Bitcoin and Ethereum. These are the largest elements that are now most closely associated with TradFi. So every time the Dow Jones has a little hiccup, now Bitcoin shits the bed. Every time the Dow Jones has a little uptick, Bitcoin has a little uptick. All right, there the ethos be damned, and all of this you just got to buy it, hold it. That's for people that really don't know how to trade or really don't understand what they're in. And TradFi does not give a fuck about that. They are not the guys that are just going to buy it, hold it, and believe. It doesn't work that way. So the deeper that you go into the DeFi, such as Osmosis, such as Astrovault, such as really getting out here into the fringe, the deeper you go out here, the less relevant Bitcoin actually is. But we have gone above and beyond to try to turn Bitcoin into DeFi, and it doesn't work that way. You need products. You need meaningful products, revenue generating products. Bitcoin will never generate revenue. It is not designed to generate revenue. It is designed to be bought and it is designed to be sold like any other meme coin out there. But now you have big stacks of money that are sitting up there behind it, and they're not gonna play the crypto game the way that you play the crypto game or the way that we've been accustomed to, where you have your Bitcoin maxis that the only thing that matters is Bitcoin, and be damned to the tech. It doesn't matter. They will literally shit on anything that is not mined. Anything that is not mined is a problem, and it doesn't work that way. We're trying to make it work that way, but it doesn't work that way. So the only answer that Osmo has right now, between Osmo, Nola's protocol, and all these other Bitcoin, big Bitcoin, we're going to get Bitcoin over here. You're fighting a losing battle here, man. Let's entertain it for a second. Bitcoin or Osmo is currently sitting at 20 cents, 20. The last time it was this low was after another major Black Swan event. And Sonny was at one of the Cosmos verses, standing on the stage wearing Roman armor when that fucking thing was 23 cents, when the bottom was absolutely dropping out. And the people who should care the most clearly cared the least. They don't give a fuck because it's not their money. So in the full year since that's happened, now we're down to 20 cents. Let's play the Bitcoin game. Let's say that Bitcoin is a solution to everything here. Let's say Bitcoin overnight goes to $145,000. Some circuit breaker hit somewhere and everybody said, fuck, I got to have Bitcoin. And it goes to $145,000. The best case, the absolute best case, is that Osmo goes to about 35 cents. It was at $12. $12 during the bull, during the bubble, during all of the FOMO frenzy, all the other shit that crypto is famous for. That thing was up there at $12. It is currently sitting at 20 cents. So we're not talking about a bleed off. We are talking about a Juno level bleed off here. Juno, which was sitting at $46 and is now sitting down there at teens of cents. It is effectively the same thing as far as lost value. $12 to 20 cents, man. That is not an investment anybody wants to be in. But let's continue to play devil's advocate here. What will it take to get it back? The only thing that could happen is people buy a Osmo token. Now, nobody out here has any incentive to buy Osmo. If they did, they would have already bought it. They have no incentive to buy a Osmo because what has changed on the DEX? Aside from the token price, and this is really, really the problem. Aside from the token price, what has really changed on the DEX? A couple of features that nobody asked for, a couple of quality of life things that people don't care about. We're DeFi people. We will deal with bad UI and UX. We got no problem with that. But aside from that, what has fundamentally changed about that DEX? Nothing. Nothing. So what in the great wide world of sports would suggest to you that this thing can 5x from here with nothing changing on the DEX? Prices will absolutely go down with nothing changing. But you need something to change for those prices to go up, and I don't see it. I just don't see it here. So this insistence that we just got to get Bitcoin over here, and now all of the central exchange and ETF people, they're going to start self-custodying their Bitcoin. We have proven over and over and over that people don't give a shit about that. Us as DeFi people, man, we are the niche people now. The folks that will actually self-custody our own tokens. All right, we are the minority, and we are the incredible minority. There are very, very few people that are here doing this because they don't care. TradFi, you don't self-custody dollars. Over here in Cosmos now, or I'm sorry, over there on Coinbase, you don't self-custody your Bitcoin. The ETFs, you're not self-custodying your Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is sitting over there on Coinbase for them to do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. There is nothing about that. And insisting, looking for a solution and then inventing a problem is not the way out of this. Finding the problem and fixing it is the way out of this. But thinking that you're going to get Bitcoin and Ethereum over here is suddenly going to change the narrative, and suddenly people are going to start rolling all this liquidity out here. In no world does that happen. In no world does that happen. You're waiting for this big magical bull run or something like that. And one, it ain't coming. And two, even if it does, DeFi is not going to pick up any of it. Now, I know what they're doing. I know what they're thinking on this one. They're saying if we get Bitcoin out here, when Bitcoin gets its pump, we're going to get a carry. That's fine. But you cannot do that with an L1. You should not be counting on other people to give you a carry. Apps can get carried by the L1, but it's very, very rare to have that go the other way. So you're going to have something over there that generates organic revenue. Right now, it is paired up almost endlessly with 100 different L1s that are selling magic beans. The inflation is in, and it will continue to go 24/7, 365. It never stops, regardless of what the price of the token is doing. The inflation is still going. All right, that is effectively putting sell pressure on this token 24/7, 365. Paired up with Osmo. Osmo's not getting any kind of action whatsoever. So it's literally being dragged down by everything that it's paired with because they're magic beans. Because people have seen through the smokescreen and they're done with it. They're not going to come over here and buy any of the other 100 L1 tokens that are out here because none of them do anything. All they are places for people to build. And instead of people building on L1s, they found out it was easier to build an L1. Get a little funding, spin up a validator set, send out Genesis delegations to friends and family to make sure that everybody else gets in on it, and then on you go. All right, this is in fact what is occurring out here. Now, I'm sure Eric can speak on this a lot more eloquently than I am, but I'm kind of just bottom lining this because, believe it or not, this is a happy stream. I just want to make sure that when I put out a tweet like that actually gets a visibility, I want to give you context. And 180 characters is not long enough to give context. 12-minute monologue, I give you context. That's where I am, that's what I'm doing, and that's where I'm thinking, what I'm thinking. For a DEX to be successful out here, it is going to have to be an app, and it is going to have to be mobile. Not mobile on your phone, but mobile, meaning it can exist in many, many places. It is not simply locked into the Cosmos or locked into Tron or locked into any one of these other major ecosystems. It needs to be on all of these major ecosystems. L1s can't do that. It simply cannot do that. That's why I say apps, their costs are cheaper and they're mobile. They can go wherever the hell that they need to go. So anyway, Eric, that was my thing. I know you're tired, bro. I'm not expecting you to add on to it. But if you can point out where a flaw in my reasoning, it's all yours, babe.
Not a flaw, just a little bit of additional context. When people see prices down, 90+% is what are the valuations now and what justifies that? People say like, oh, you're down 80%, there's nowhere to go up. Like that's fundamentally untrue. I mean, we can be sad where we're at right now based on the Osmo price or how it's affected our bags compared to where it had been. Fundamentally, it's got a $200 million valuation. That should be success by anybody's metric. And not realizing this when the price was $11 meant that you fully expected the price to be, over like it to be worth over $1 billion back before they had $1 in revenue. So like we only have ourselves to kick. You and I have been talking about it longer than most. But fundamentally, it's either we're building decentralized business out of this, either we're making innovation, either we're solving problems that get adoption, that get cash flow, or something that's monetizable, or we're not. And fundamentally, most of the space is not, and it's capitulating.
Yeah, and the bear of it, dude, the bear of it is that we could have done all this stuff. We could have addressed these problems, but we didn't do that. We built solutions and then went out and invented a problem. It doesn't work that way. Reasonable, rational, educated money does not go out piling into something like that. It looking for a problem and it invests in the solution, but it does not invest in the solution looking for the problem. There's no point in doing that. That's the science fair. That's the crypto science fair shit that we've been doing forever. So yeah, man, I don't know. I just kind of break it down, and I see it as an issue. Now, Astrovault's been getting a lot of heat lately from on the price. I'm not in any of the price chats, dude. I don't care. All right, man. Look, I'm a long-term investor in this stuff. I don't give a shit, and I'm not going to sit up there and argue. I'm 53. If you think it's doing this because of X, Y, and Z, fine, man. It's doing this because of X, Y, and Z. Bro, I don't care. I don't want to sit down there and argue with you know what the funny one is, man? I got to point this out again. Cult. Have you heard of the cult token?
Loosely. Not enough context.
It just launched on StreamSwap. StreamSwap a few days ago. That's my fourth StreamSwap token that I bought, and I've never lost. I've never lost on any of the stream swaps. So now I have this confirmation bias for any token that launches over there. And if anybody really wants to wipe me out, all they have to do is launch a stream swap token. Make sure that I'm the only one in on it, and just push 90% of the USDC into your own wallet and drop worthless tokens to me. Anybody could do that right now because, dude, I'm a savage on these things, man. I've been right every single time. So when you
just don't do that, it'll be unbearable if you do.
That would be funny, dude. I'll give you that one though, bro. You really want to rear end me, man? Go ahead and do that. Just don't tell me what it is. Make it the most ridiculous thing that you possibly can, and I'll buy into it because I'm like, hey, crypto people, man, they love ridiculous. So let's go ahead and get some. Let's go ahead and get some of that stuff going. But yeah, dude, it's kind of interesting right now. And the reason that it really, really, really bums me out, see, like I know how the tariff thing is going to play out. I already know, and I'm fundamentally right with a single sentence. It's the same phrase that I've been saying the whole time. The greatest detriment to free trade are tariffs. That's it. The greatest detriment to free and open trade are tariffs. And you can only go one of two ways. Either everybody tariffs everything, or nobody tariffs anything. That is it. It is literally a binary discussion. Either we all do it or nobody does it. But because we have so much government control in all of these means of manufacturing throughout the whole globe, don't even pretend that America doesn't have it, because you absolutely subsidies. Absolutely, we have that. So we have government that has their hands in every bit of means of manufacturing. And so they somehow think that they're going to be able to outsmart the other guy or make it work where nobody's made it work before. That's what they've been doing. Now, I understand Trump's perspective on this and why he's hitting it so hard, because American exports have been tariffed by effectively every country that we export to, which is all of them. They have always put tariffs on us, always. The only reason that they're making a big shit stink on it because everybody agrees that United States tariffs are bad, but everybody else's tariffs are fine. I would have to apply Occam's razor to that because these are tariffs that have been in effect for 50, 60, 70 years, and you never said fuck all about them. It didn't become a big deal until Trump said, fine, we're going to kind of level the playing field. Now, I disagree with it. I disagree with tariffs fundamentally all the way across the board. I've always had a problem with it. But now it has begun. The trade wars have begun, and there's going to be a massive, massive paradigm shift in manufacturing here. The yuan is collapsing. All right, the money printers are going for them again. Their quantitative easing is spinning up. That's the only way that they're going to be able to compete or try to stay relevant with the tariffs. They're tariffing us. Every time they say we're upping them, Trump comes back and says, all right, right here, pal, we're going even bigger. We got no problem with this. We can go all day. You want more? I got a lot of more, man. I can go all day. And that seems to be what's happening. Now, I talked about this briefly yesterday, but I'd love your input on this. Now, anything having to do with manufacturing does not happen fast. It takes a while to retool a factory. All right, it's not overnight. But a lot of these Southeast Asian countries, there's a tremendous opportunity here for them to acquire market share from China because they are quite happy. And I've seen a lot of them are doing that, like Vietnam. They're coming over fine, 0%. We don't tariff you, you don't tariff us. Now, they don't allow a lot of American imports. That's a whole different conversation that we could have. But it gives them an excellent opportunity because Americans do, by and large, we want cheap, disposable goods. That's what we've been turned into out here. So it gives a lot of these Southeast Asian countries a lot of opportunity to actually come up here, tool up factories, and start selling the same shit that China was selling to us. But they can come in here and do it not even cheaper, at the same cost, but they'll have a greater profit because we're not tariffing those imports. So there's a lot of opportunity to actually suck market share away from China. But the big question is, what is China going to do? And I'm sure you put a little bit of thought into this. I know we didn't want to go heavy tonight. This is a little bit, but I could call this philosophical, and I'm sure you put some thought into this. What can China do? Because they're already talking about we're not going to allow American imports and all this other shit. They're spinning up and swinging the great big dick. So what's going to happen here? Because I have an idea, but I'd love to hear your viewpoint on it, bro.
So one funny time that all these tariff wars are going on, like right as I finished rereading Free to Choose, Milton Friedman, where he's like specifically like, very, very capitalistic. He considers it an expansion on Adam Smith. And very much like, hey, tariffs are terrible. You guys are idiots that ever like get in the way of free trade. But before this whole tariff war, my answer would have been that China would attack by offering T-bills at a cheaper rate than the US government with the debt structures that they're able to have. And they've made moves to set that up, hinted that they can do this before. However, with what's going on in the tariff war, with the incredible volatility, if we want to steelman Trump and take the perspective that he's a genius and purposely doing this, I'm not going to long term do that. But if that was your perspective, then the good way to see this is that it causes a FOMO into stable assets into things like T-bills, which then lowers the rates and makes the government operate more profitably. So yes, it tanks the stock market, but then it also lowers the rates, which helps us refinance debt. And at the lower rate, it makes it harder for China to pull off that same attack that I believe they've been prepping for, because it works better if we have a high interest rate.
And see, I agree with you on that. Yes, it'll tank the markets. That's it, and we're seeing it, dude. All right, man. I was expecting the dead cap bounce today. We had it in the morning, and then people started talking again, and then just like that. Markets, that kind of market volatility is not good for investors. To see that stuff taking those kind of major swings based on nothing but a tweet or a news clip on CNN or something like that to introduce that kind of major volatility into here. People have effectively lost their way. They are not even aware of what they're buying or why they would be buying it. And I think that is absolutely critical for people to understand. Why am I buying a stock? Why am I buying a token? We have completely removed the why from this discussion. We don't care. I'm buying it because it'll go up. Okay, why will it go up? And then everybody gets silent. Everybody knows. All of a sudden, you get these glittering generalities. Why can't I say that word, Phil? Generalities. We get these glittering generalities. I still can't do it. Fuck it. And I've been smoking pot today.
I'll say it for you. Generalities.
Generalities. Thank you. All you get are these glittering generalities. I got it. Look at there. I'm gonna get myself drunk. Shut up. That's all. That's the only answer that you get. So it's funny to me because crypto is effectively the same. It is no different. That if there's one thing that that TradFi took away from us, it is our willful ignorance on what we're buying, being able to justify why we bought it and why it will go up. We have nothing on that. All we have is exactly that glittering generality. I got it. I'm there, man. That's all hits the pot, man. It ain't my fault. By the way, if you guys say, "Oh, you should get high," and go on, here we are. All right, there. It kind of keeps me calm, but I can still think I'm not a bank or anything like that. But yeah, that's kind of what you get. And this TradFi is looking at it the same way. They're not saying we're going to buy Microsoft. We're not going to buy Microsoft stock, or you are going to buy it because it's going to go up, not because Microsoft is releasing a new product or because they are pivoting so heavy into infrastructure. These are good reasons to buy Microsoft. But if I was to ask the average investor out there, why are you buying Microsoft? They're going to say, well, I know it's a name brand. It always goes up. It's going to be something like that. That is not the right answer for why am I buying this. You need to understand what will make it go up instead of just hoping other people will buy. All right, we're kind of coming to the end of this, and honestly, not the show, but the end of the beginning of these runaway valuations on all these things, because rationality is going to start crushing down. Now we see a simple tweet, and we drop 1,000 points. We see one person says something, and we drop 2,200 points on the stock market. Not because the products changed or anything fundamentally changed, but because the people are up here investing in it, hoping it goes up. All right. And hoping something works out is not a very sound investment strategy. Now, the one thing that TradFi has that we don't have out here at the DeFi, listen close here, Eric, because you know I'm fucking right, is the 401k program. That is the one thing that TradFi has going for it that we absolutely don't have, because now you're getting a level of willful ignorance that you never even considered. Because the people that are giving you money, giving these clearinghouses, giving these investment houses money every single paycheck, literally DCA in the form of years. These guys don't even know what the fuck they own. They're simply giving money to people saying, make me more money. This is not the way. But these investment houses have had this going for them for how long? When did 401ks come into existence, Eric?
Only like 30, 40 years ago, right?
About that, yeah. I don't know the exact date, but I know it wasn't that long ago.
Closer to 30 than 40, I think.
Probably. And you got, you got government backing them, saying we'll give you tax cuts. Don't worry, we'll give you tax breaks. Just keep pushing your money in there. Let us take it, increase valuations, have a steady stream of income that is not printed income. It's actually earned income. We're going to give it over to investment houses, and they're going to invest it as they see fit. They don't give a fuck if the price goes up or down. They are under no accountability for that. They get fees every single time they process one of your deposits, process one of your withdrawals. Every time they make a trade on your behalf, they are getting fees, 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 fees. And the best part about them is that they know that there will be more money here in 2 weeks. That the 401ks, people get paid, 401k money is going to show up, and there you go. They have more to carry on with, and they have effectively zero accountability. Now, we don't have that out here in the DeFi. We cannot push our 401k money out here into the DeFi, and I'd have to ask, who the fuck would you trust to manage that? Eric, give me one name of one person that you trust beyond a shadow of a doubt to manage a portfolio out here in the DeFi, where you know we basically are the wild fucking west. Give me one name right now of the person you would trust fully with all of your finances.
Oh man. While the answer is nobody, it's still everybody in comparison to BlackRock.
I'll give you that one. But again, that's what I'm saying, man. That's why we hit all of these things, because we have a financial system that operates on zero accountability right now. So yeah, man, people are going to throw it in. There's going to be friends and families that are going to be coming in. There's going to be new people opening. I got this business, dude, and we're going to go ahead and IPO right now. Do you think you guys could hook us up? And I guarantee that these investment house. Oh yeah, man. We'll add you to portfolio A, B, or C. We'll go ahead and take care of that for you. You bet. Now we're going to need a little something our way to take on this incredible amount of risk with other people's money. So we're going to need a little bit coming back our way. But overall, I don't think they give a shit, man. I think that's just part of the game, and it makes it double tough, because the lessons that we're learning, that DeFi is learning, the shit that we're learning, is to be as scammy as possible, is to find the money and extract value. Those are the lessons that we learned out here. Blockchain is an amazing technology. We're right there, SIGIT. It says Aegis on the sign. Trust me, it's SIGIT. We're utilizing this blockchain technology to bring the most private data storage to humanity that humanity has ever seen. Nobody can compete with us on privacy. Nobody can compete with us on security. It's not even fucking close. The only thing that can compete with us on security is unplug your computer from the internet and never plug it in again. As long as you do that, your data storage is pretty goddamn secure. Nobody's going to get it. But assuming that we all have to live up here in 2025,
in 2025.
Assuming that we have to live up here in 2025, you have to assume that people need mobile and they need connectivity. So with all of this going on, there's a solution for the data loss and data harvesting privacy that's going on right now, and it's sitting right there behind us. Again, guys, I can't tell you how excited I am on this stuff. We got the smartest guy that we could find to write our tokenomics. You know who it was? Do you know who it was, Eric? Do you know the name? Do you know this guy's name?
Hopefully not BlackRock.
Jerk off, dude, but he writes good white papers. That's it's right there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think, for those of you guys who didn't go to Ethereum Denver or go into any of these events, I actually feel a hell of a lot more honored that Eric even joins us out here. He is well known out here in this space. He is well known outside of the cosmos, and he is well known as a person who gets it. And you don't see an awful lot of that. So it hasn't made me stop asking him questions or, explain this or this, but it's made me accept his answers a hell of a lot more. When you got that many people backing you up, say, oh no, he fucking knows. And it makes sense to me. And Eric, the one good thing I always get out of Eric is explain it like I'm 5, because I need him to. I absolutely need him to explain it like I'm 5, man. I am fucking stupid.
That one panel we actually sat in on, what was it, the third morning we were there? You and I were looking at each other going, okay, are we hearing this?
Oh, you remember that one, Eric? You were there. You invited us.
I've tried so hard to forget, and I'm gonna need some kind of harder drugs just to erase that, pretentious deep in allegedly from my mind.
That was not deep in, dude. That wasn't even close.
Oh no, it said it on the banner. It must be
close. But you get a whole goddamn team up there that is agreeing with you and nodding their heads and all saying the same thing. Oh, yeah, no. You want to know what deep in is, guys? Look, it's right down there. It's a banner right underneath that. All right. You want to know how we are going to enable us to get from phone to there. Actually, it's right over here behind me. It's those guys right there. If I can get the icon on there, it's those guys right there. You need symbiosis out here, man. Not one person can do one thing, can do everything. You need symbiosis. Astrovault's not building apps. All right, they're not out there building data storage apps. They're building DeFi applications. We're building data storage apps, but we can't really effectively do it fully the way that we want to do it without them. We can't. We need them. We need to borrow from the future because at launch, we need to scale. I mean, at launch, we have to scale. More devs, more servers, more hardware, marketing, all of the other stuff that we need to scale at launch. So we need a cash infusion. The way we're going to get a cash infusion is by launching a token. And we are borrowing from the future to finance the present. We need to scale now. If we didn't need to scale or it really didn't matter or I didn't really care about the success of this or growing it, we wouldn't launch one at all. Our overhead is cheap. We can handle a couple hundred consumers right now. No problem with everything that we have. And you know what? It'd be a nice little side hustle. You know, it wouldn't be bad. But we don't want that. We want to go everywhere. We want to get this thing absolutely blow out. It is so critically important for me to be able to do this because I've had my pants unzipped out here in, you know, the public eye here for about 4 years because I've been saying this shit for 4 years. And I said, when we get there, when people start realizing it, or when it actually picks up, we're going to change DeFi. We're going to change DePIN. We are going to change the way people perceive crypto because they're never going to know that they're using it. That is the secret. So by whatever it takes, I'm going to make this a fucking success. I have to, because if I don't, I got to shut down everything. It's like, nope, I guess I was wrong. Everybody else was right. My credibility is destroyed, and there's no point in me going on. There's no point in me going on up here doing talking about all this stuff. But I built a studio, so I have to continue talking about all this. It is what it is. Shut up, Eric.
Shut up, Eric.
No, I'm not going to hammer you right now. I'd have you explain. Can you, in 60 seconds, explain the tokenomics of Sigia?
Yeah, it incentivizes sales, cost of acquisition. Think single level marketing instead of multi-layer marketing. It allows for brand alignment where anyone could be a brand ambassador, so that you're never going to talk to somebody about open like OneBox or Dropbox or whatever storage solutions you're having. You have no reason to. It doesn't matter. But not only is this cool, so you like it, but also you can get paid a little bit to share with your friends. And the more storage you sell, the more it goes up. Fundamentally, that is what we want. If something doesn't require decentralization, by God, it's going to be worse if it has it. For the things that do require decentralization, you just want to make sure that one, they have something that they can sell, that they can sell profitably, and that they can sell a shit ton. And most importantly, where the very few things, projects that do fit in that groove fall short, is that if they sell their product, that is going to go to the token. Jackal does that. Sigia does that.
Yep, and that seems to be a monstrous miss out here with effectively everything, is that people don't revenue share. They don't revenue share with their token. They're not supporting their token. They launch their token so that they can get that initial cash infusion, and then they don't care. They're done with it after that point. They're just, that's it. We got our money. We're out. So they're all cool about it. And I don't see any way for this to work without revenue sharing. Now, granted, TradFi stocks and all that, they pay dividends. They do all that stuff. But we're paying dividends every single day. Every single time we get a payment for services, every time we sign up a new consumer, every time we do that, revenue share is going over that token. It is a constant stream of buy pressure. And the more successful we are at this, I hate to say it, but the more successful we are at this about getting this Web 2.5 app out there, the more consumers we get, we're going to give carries to any single token that's touching us. Now, I like the fact that we're going to be launching in a bad market. I'm okay with that because one, we're not right now, we're not paired with anything. So the only thing that's going to affect the price of that token is people buying and selling that token. But once the pairings go in, we're not stuck. We're not welded to all of the other shit L1s out there because in no world would I let you, and I mean, you're the guy doing it, but in no world would I let you pair that token with Osmo. I don't even want it on Osmosis. There's no point in us having it over there on Osmosis because as soon as we pair it with Osmosis, we inherit all of the detrimental effects of Osmosis. It would be like me voluntarily getting the clap so that I could share it with other people. There's no point in us doing that. None. It's AXV, and sorry, man. Look, that's it, dude. Why would I enter into that kind of chaos when I don't have to? We're going to pair with USDC. We're going to pair with AXV. We're going to pair with Jackal. These are our partners. These are the things that we're going to pair with, and that's all that we're going to pair with. We don't need to be everywhere because we don't earn revenue by people buying and selling the token. It will affect the price of the token, but it does not generate us revenue. The thing that generates us revenue is users, people using our product. How does Astrovault generate revenue, Eric?
Users and hypothecating liquidity.
There it is. Nice and easy. People using it up. God damn it. I wish I got to get that fixed. I'm sorry that the screen got screwed up, dude. I apologize for that. I didn't know I was sounding like I was in a submarine again.
Hey, man, forgiveness is between you and God. I'm just here to arrange the meeting.
Yeah, no shit, man. I should have started this stream with a little prayer. I really should have been. It's rough out here. All right, God, give me the strength, man. Get me through this. I'll hang my rosary right there around the necklace. That'll piss people off. Boy, that would get them. Oh my God! It's easier to be gay than it is to be a Christian. It's like more morally acceptable anymore to be gay or trans than it is to be a Christian. It's fucking tough out there.
You could have opened with Madonna.
That would have been that would have been better, but I've been messing shit up. I'm missing Van Halen. All right, Bell, where are we at? Oh my God, we're 40 minutes in. We haven't even started. Bell, questions or comments, please keep them directed at Eric.
All right. Well, yeah, you made a comment just now, and yeah, there was a comment dropped at the very beginning of the stream that actually somewhat lines up with that.
All right, go for it.
Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Relax. Don't do it when you want to suck chew it. Relax. Don't do it when you want to come.
You know what? Jeff is Jeff.
I'm trying so hard to do that without singing it.
I got a sound effect for you. Here you go,
lick,
Jeff.
lick,
Right
lick
here.
my balls. Yeah, say that all the
Huge
time.
fan. Bell, please carry on.
Eric is absolutely dying.
He likes Rick and Morty. He's with me, but.
So, new type. Okay, so why would someone be excited about Jackal moving to base? If you're not bullish about liquidity coming to Osmo, then we shouldn't be excited about liquidity coming to Jackal, right?
Eric, that's a good question.
Yeah, are we trying to bring people to? Is your goal for Jackal listing on base to bring people to Osmosis? I mean, that will be a byproduct. My goal is to take Jackal to where they can sell to more users and where their token has more velocity. There are users on base. Aerodrom's killing it. There are people, there are users, there are developers. Developers need storage. There are apps. Apps need storage. So one, the token gets put in a place that has more velocity. Two, and what I care way more about, because I'm going to be here in 5 years if a lot of you guys still screw off, I'm building for a longer term than a 3-month cycle, is that they can sell more storage. I'm very bullish on Jackal selling more storage because I know what happens after that.
But see, this is something that people have trouble processing out here. It isn't about selling a product. It's about selling a token. That is the mindset out here. You know I'm right. 1 billion fucking percent. That's it. The token is the product. People are simply having trouble wrapping their head around the fact that Jackal is merely the gas for the engine. But the engine needs users before that gas really becomes meaningful. And for some reason, people cannot process that. It's going to be the same thing with Siggy. I'm going to get the same amount of bullshit when we launch that token, when that goes out. Why you need a fucking token? Yeah. It's because you fundamentally misunderstand the reason why we're even launching it. We do need capital. Now, I could go to a bank, and I guarantee you I can get whatever I need from that. I have a very, very, we have kind of an ace in the hole. Bell, do you know what his name is?
I do know what
the guy who will effectively underwrite anything for us. He said, "Oh, no, I got it. Go for it." So we could do that, and we could pay the bank interest, or we could launch a token, and we can pay token holders interest. That's it, and we can do it because we actually generate revenue. We're not even launching the token until we are post revenue, until we can anticipate how many users we have, how much revenue that we're earning, so that we can take a good fiduciary responsibility for anybody who is over here investing with us. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So we could either pay TradFi or we can pay you, but we actually have the means to do it. That's why we're different. That's why we're going to struggle, because people simply cannot wrap their heads around it. They don't understand what it is, what it's for. We'll cut you a deal, man. You want to use our product? You want to do it, and you want to pay us with Sigia token? No problem. I will give you fucking deals on that. I got no problem. And I will trump over Eric on that. He said, "Oh, you can't cut that much." Fuck, I can't. You bet your ass I can, man, and I can do math too. That's the funny thing. No, we're gonna get it there, man. But again, that's a breakdown in crypto. People don't understand. Why does a company, Eric? Let me try to generalize this a little bit better. Why would a company do an IPO?
So they could get more money to scale the company.
No. Say that again, but say it slow for the people in the back, because for some reason it's a detriment to launch a token, but it's perfectly acceptable to do an IPO. So say it again. Why would a company do an IPO?
A company does an IPO to get enough money to scale the company to where it can make a lot more money.
And I'm going to
It's
add
it is a giant catalyst and liquidity event to turn a good company into a great company.
That's it. But for some reason, it's okay to do it out there, but it's bad to do it here. I'm just tired of having these arguments. Bell, carry on, please.
All right, Deep House Nation. Any thoughts on Michael Saylor's Bitcoin MicroStrategy potentially being over-leveraged and whales and vultures looking to take advantage?
Oh, he's you know, Eric, you ever see The Big Short? Have you ever seen that movie? Do you remember when what's his name was in the bathroom and he's yelling into the phone, I'm Jack for the tits. That's Michael Saylor right now. But you go ahead and give your 2 bits on this, man, because he could be facing a liquidation event that would change everything. This would be the black swan of all black swans of crypto if that thing happened. But yeah, go ahead, Eric. It's all you, man.
We need more different people to have Bitcoin. We don't need one person to have, like, if Bitcoin was to actualize some kind of whatever reserve currency, my whole thing is like, I'm not going to have the entire United States of America have less of its own reserve company than MicroStrategy. It's like this is, it's ridiculous. I hope they get liquidated to some extent on a long time horizon, not right now, where this gets blown out of context.
The funny part is that we're all about decentralization, but we're okay with Michael Saylor owning how much? What is it? What percentage of Bitcoin is he own?
Yeah, everyone celebrates a BlackRock partnership. Everyone celebrates like banks taking everything, but they all pretend to believe in the ethos. Like the ethos went away as soon as they got rich. Full Animal Farm. There are people that are building for the sake of building and respect to them, but it's not the same. So
close.
MicroStrategy is performing regulatory arbitrage to idiots, and not to say like he's an idiot. Like fundamentally, he is selling Bitcoin at a ridiculous premium as in the form of a bond, specifically to people who can only get exposure to Bitcoin in the form of a bond, and only at the time when they most want to buy it. And because it's retail who only deal in bonds, they only want to buy the local tops. So every place he buys is the local top. It's like, oh, he made it the top. It's like, check right before the buy. Like they're buying after it's been going up for a while, and it's because he's selling bonds to retail. So like, hats off to him, but at the same time, it's not good for Bitcoin. It's not good for crypto.
Hey, not even close is it good for crypto, man. It's like we're becoming what we used to behold, and we're feeling good about it. But you know why? Because token go up. So it doesn't matter what made token go up as long as token go up. Anyway, carry on, Bill.
That was actually the last question for the moment.
We have no fucking questions. That's kind of amazing. I thought we were hitting some neat little wickets here, dude. Apparently, we have zero interest. I didn't see how many people do we have on here.
People are just admiring how pretty Eric looks on screen.
Is that what it is? Because we got a good crowd. We should be having a little bit more than that. Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. We're gonna play. I gotta get Eric off from here, but we can still keep him for. Can you do like another 20 minutes, bro? I know you're tired. I know your wife. Can you do 20 more minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, do us a favor. Get in some Eric questions. Get in Astrovault questions. All right. They are an official sponsor of this channel. They are the only people who trust us to to actually go out there and talk them up, because we understand what they're doing here. So I would love it if you guys could get in some Astrovault questions, some Osmo questions, some DeFi questions, something like that. Let us dazzle you with our brilliance and we're going to tell you how to make money, which seems to be something that's really, really lacking out here. But we'll give you a couple minutes to get it. Belle will talk here for a second. I'm going to pull up another song. Go ahead.
You know what? If like a prayer happens to pop up on this, I am going to absolutely die laughing. Everyone will be able to hear me while that one's going on.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay, challenge accepted. That's what that was. Okay, I do see a few questions coming in for Eric now. Yay!
Okay, Lam, we're playing the fucking song.
Hey, I know this. I know we're playing this song. I'm just happy that there are questions coming in.
Sure. All right. Go ahead and tell them. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're going to give you a song. We'll get to the questions. We'll wrap this up. Go ahead.
Right. We are going to go ahead and take a music break. We will be right back after this song.
As soon as I hit it, this is so weird doing it like this, but here we are. The right one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. I can see Eric out here struggling, so I know he wants to get out of here. So, Belle, if you could, please, serve it up. What do we got? We asked, and did they answer? Let's find out.
We did ask, and they did answer. So, new type. Any AXV news?
Yeah.
Did
What
he
can I
say
share?
no?
What can I not share?
The
team is taken care of.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
You elected him.
That's fine, Matt. All right, dude. What's the news, man? Dazzle me.
Yeah. We have signed a contract to be core contributors to a new cool ecosystem that is a household name as far as crypto goes. And we're building some really cool stuff there, and we'll be bridging AXV, and we will have some kind of significant changes. And so the team is taken care of. The team is building. One of the biggest risks of like microcap, low cap tokens is that the team's going to run out of money and stop working. We never had money to start with, suckers. But
I'll even throw in a round of applause on that, dude. That's funny. You can take a bow on that. That's cool.
But team's got salaries. Team's building. Got a cool, well integrated vision with some really neat partners. Can't wait to announce who the partners are, where we're building. But yeah, cool things are happening.
So you're saying that you can exist in lots of different places.
Yes.
Okay. No, you shout.
We are not going to deprecate anything in Cosmos. We will continue building stuff in Cosmos. We are more focused on building stuff towards where more usage happens. And if Cosmos Hub, if Eureka and everything Skip's doing takes off and it becomes a crazy high velocity hub, then Astrovault will already be making way more money, and it'll make it more worth it for us to focus more development efforts here.
Yeah, but
in the meantime, we're a business.
Gonna
we're gonna go where we get paid.
Not Astrovault. You guys are gonna be fine. But yeah, what you said before, Eureka and all that. No, man, we're inventing solutions to problems and going out and looking for one. So no, that ain't it. Val, go ahead.
All right, new type again. Eric, what are your thoughts so far on Parachain and Anisha?
Anisha is super cool. Weird to see them packaged together. If that is a hint, but yeah, Anisha is really cool. Really like Zon and their whole team. Really believe in their vision. If you guys are familiar with like roll up as service type things in Ethereum land, where it's like Fraxel or other things, is like one of their arguments against Anisha is like, oh, well, Anisha has less options. So how much control do you really have? And Anisha's like, hey, you get less options, but the one option you have for every different like modular piece is better than all of the multiple options you have other places. And they're right. I've done my due diligence and research in working with them. It's genuinely sick. And so if you're looking for stuff that has the potential for like, if Adam's vision was actualized, and it's an internet of a whole bunch of different blockchains, and every business spins up their own chain for their own needs, then I think it looks like how Anisha has it drawn up. Barachain, proof of liquidity, is a meme and a joke. It's a Cosmos chain, but they focus on distribution and on memes, and it's actually turning into velocity for them. So good on them. They will probably do well, even though fundamentally it's not special.
There you go. Carry on, Bill.
All right, so new type again. Eric, do you see a future that the Circle IPO will be a total flop?
No. Is Circle not publicly tradable?
Not yet.
Wow. Yeah, I see absolutely no way, shape, or form that it could be a flop. Circle
No.
is and should be huge. Have you guys used like what Noble's come out with now with like USDN and I don't know, they're doing some cool stuff.
I haven't personally done it yet. There was no need, but USDC is, USDC Noble that's where all of my stables are sitting. A little bit of USDT. It's good to diversify. Even stables out here, man, because Jesus, I can remember, what was that, about a year and a half ago? Remember when USDC went to 80 cents? How quick it happened? It was fucking glorious, dude. Everybody's, oh my God, the end is here, man. Our hair was on fire. We were all running. I made money on that. I made a bunch of money on that, dude, because as soon as that shit hit 80 cents, I was like, you know what? If I'm going down, I'm going down with my boots on. And I bought like 100,000 USDC at 80 cents. Guess what it is right now? It's $1. Come on. You knew it was going to arbitrage and balance out.
Dude, I know people that did the same thing with UST.
yeah, but that didn't work, dude.
Oh, that's a good
was
point.
not the good buy, man. Anyway, carry on, though.
All right, so Nuclear Chicken, Eric tried to buy Jackal today, and on both Osmo and AXV at high slippage, even at $100. Is base best now for Jackal, or is there a cheap way to buy on Astrovault?
I don't even think it's live on Aerodrome yet. The cheap way to buy it on Astrovault is to buy it on Astrovault. Fundamentally, if the pool is unbalanced, which I think it is right now, then you might need to buy X Jackal and unstake it and wait 14 days. So I know what we've had complaints about, like, oh, I can't even buy Plank. The fees are so high. It's like, yeah, people bought all the Plank. You know what's left? X Plank. And so you could buy X Plank at like a 40% discount compared to Osmosis if you're willing to wait 21 days. If you're not willing to wait 21 days for a 40% price difference, then then that's how things are the way they are. So,
dude, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong button again. Is it that unbalanced? Dude, I have like 500,000 Jackal just sitting there liquid. Do you need me to load this shit in or what?
Yes, buy X Jackal and unmint it.
Is that what you want? That's what you're telling me to do?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see what we can do.
We've automated some processes for POL to do it automatically. It's just we're only dealing with staking rewards, which is a very small percentage of the overall pool. So
yeah, man. No, I get it. Go ahead, Bill.
All right, Idiot Fish. I tried to buy some Plank on AXV this morning. Literally only a couple dollars. The slippage was intense.
Is that pool gone, dude?
Any update on the project? I didn't buy any.
Yeah, if you want Plank, buy X Plank. Compare the price of X Plank on Astrovault to the price of Plank on Osmosis. Last I checked, it was literally a 40% difference. So again, with using the derivatives, when an asset pumps compared to the rest of the assets, there gets a run on that stable pool. Now that run on the pool makes the fees a lot higher, which is profit to the Astrovault DAO. The reason that the fees are like close to 100% is because somebody paid 90% to buy previously, and that fee went directly to protocol and liquidity. So we own more Plank now. However, until the team comes into arbitrage, which I talked to them about last week, and they haven't been able to pull off yet, though they have tried and we have talked, means that some other people need to buy X Plank at a discount until it, for the most part, balances itself out. In the meantime, the Plank staking rewards we get, buy an unmint X Plank.
Do you want me to kick out some videos illustrating this? You do sponsor the channel. I'll make whatever the fuck you want. Do you want me to make some videos showing the difference?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay. Look for them tomorrow. Carry on, Bill.
Old man, I literally can't read that question out loud because
this is something sexual,
because we just got out from underneath a shadow ban, so I'm not going to risk that.
Something else. He's doing transkin again, isn't he?
But okay, we don't need one. We just have to start turning our heads and looking around. They're everywhere. We don't need a finder coin for that.
Oh my God, he's doing something. So, Eric, I got a funny joke. I don't know if this will get us a copyright strike, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Oh boy.
What do you call a trans person who can't afford the surgery?
I don't know.
Transaction declined. Oh, I'm hitting the button. I think that is double funny right there, man. Like you made that's double funny, and I don't care. If I'm going to go down, I'm going down. If I'm going to go down, I'm going down with my fuzzy slippers off, man. All right. All right. Go ahead, Bill.
All right. So, Nuclear Chicken, Eric, when deploying on base,
I thought that was a lead up to a question. No, it's like
No,
when
there's no more.
astronauts
That's
on
the whole
base.
thing. They want you over on base. I think the anchor thing is a better deal. We're talking about an OG of an OG, and we're talking about a protocol that actually has organic revenue because of the fact that they lease out RPCs, decentralized RPC provider. That's Anchor. That is in. That's what they do. But you're also talking about an OG of an OG. I'd rather see him over there.
Didn't specify anything.
When deploy on base? That was the question, right? Did I misunderstand it?
Yeah, we'll see. We're working with a lot of people on a lot of things.
Okay, Eric, I'll give you $8,000 right now to go ahead and deploy on base. Deal? Huh?
No.
Spit in the hand?
No.
No? Pussy. Go ahead,
It's
Bill.
yeah, no.
Wow. So
This is folks. Don't drink and in live stream. That's all you say about it.
yeah. New type. Shut up. You're partnering with Anisha?
Like I said, I've really liked what it's just building. I'm not going to answer questions about partnerships. I, in general, have my hands in a lot of pots these days. As Scott was mentioning, I'm partnering with a lot of people and a lot of stuff. And Anisha's building cool stuff. So huge fans of them. If I had all the money and all the time to build whatever I wanted, a lot of what I built would be on Anisha.
Oh, there you go. That'll go.
All right. So Nuclear Chicken going, okay, that's a great tip on X Jackal.
Yes, and we'll go ahead and get. There you go. Round of applause there. Yeah, man. Our channel sponsor requested some videos. I will make out the videos. I'll kick them out tomorrow. I'll show you. We'll lay it out, dollars and cents, big trades, small trades, all that other stuff, and I'll actually execute them. Because at 9 cents, where Jackal is right now, fuck, that is undervalued, man. I don't say that a lot because I think everything is worth exactly what it's worth. But you got to kind of take a 30,000-foot view on actual products. And if you've seen how far Jackal has come in the short amount of time that they've been out there, man, this thing is fucking monstrous. But I also like a cash at 90 cents. I love a cash at 90 cents. That is about half of where I peg it. Now, the problem with the cash is, yeah, they're all the revenue that they generate, it does not help their token. Not much. I mean, just little bitty bits. And I'm trying to stick to a personal ethos here, meaning that I want to invest in products that generate revenue. So that's why I buy AXV. That's why I buy Jackal. That's why I buy all these things. But a cash is more of a nostalgic purchase for me. That's all it is. They do generate revenue, man, but a lot of it, not much of it goes to the token. So anyway, that's the way I see it.
Do you prefer 2%?
That was actually the last question that I'm seeing for the moment.
Perfect. And Eric needs to go. I can see it in his face. That's all right, man. We're going to get him back on. Can you do next Tuesday? You said next Tuesday you'd be a lot more uppity.
Maybe. Schedule's been like crazy. I will try, yes.
No, if you can, dude. I don't want you on here if you don't want to be on here, man.
I want to be on here. I don't know how fast my schedule is going to fill up, but I'm going to try.
Gotcha. All right.
Hey, just firm up an appointment for me, for your mother, and we'll make it happen.
All right. Anyway, Eric, go ahead, dude. Talk it up much as you want. If you don't want to say shit, just don't. And we'll go ahead and talk us up and talk us out of here. But go ahead, dude. Your big screen.
Tariffs bad. Short term, maybe good. Stable coins are absolutely eating all of crypto, and it's kind of fantastic for crypto the tech and terrible for all the crap tokens that we bought. But an exciting future is still potentially in play, Lord willing. So we're still building cool stuff. We're still grinding. I think decentralized business is still coming toward the forefront. I'm just kind of concerned that more centralized business might eat everybody's lunch because people couldn't be centralized enough to get shit in order. But we're trying.
It's going to be interesting. All right, Bill. Talk us up. Take us out.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you throw our way. Now, we might be jumping on tomorrow as well at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
With a very special guest that you guys know, goes by the name of Emery of Jackal fame. So that'll be an interesting discussion, and we're going to be doing it Howard Stern style. So you might want to tune in for this one. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Bill.
All right. Again, we are also going to be back on Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and the next time you guys see us live, If you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to either Scott or myself, Scott at ThePodocasts.com or Bella at ThePodocasts.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.